want to thank you sincerely for creating this opportunity for me to talk to you. Yes, it is true that I am vying for the position of the chairman of PDP in Benue State. This position traditionally has been zone to zone C. If you look at the structure of PDP, wherever the governorship position is, the party chairmanship position will move to the other place. So, as the position of a governor remains in zone A and B, the position of the chairman of the party mandatorily moved to zone C. And within zone C, we have a way of sharing. We share among the federal constituencies. We have 4 of them. So from 1999 to date, we have had many political parties, major ones. But PDP, a national party, has been the one that Benue people have embraced, and by extension, Zone C. So from that time till now, the 3 federal constituencies have had the party chairman, which is has been in Zone C all this while. Amazingly, Odu Obi federal constituency has never been given the opportunity to become the chairman of any of the major political parties. We are concerned about the PDP now, and they have never been chairman of PDP. So we think that if PDP is talking about equity, talking about justice, and talking about fair play, we will have to start from home. And that is why we question the reason why one of the federal constituencies should be neglected to this level. And incidentally, I, Dr. Jonah Ogbaji, a PDP chieftain and a medical practitioner within Makurdi metropolis, and a security expert also, is interested in vying for the position of the chairman of PDP Benue State. The reason for my desire to come up as a candidate is anchored on so many factors. Number one, I have been in this party from 1999, and I know exactly what has been going on. We had the opportunity of ruling this country for 16 years, and within this period, there were remarkable achievements recorded by the party. That time, there was strong party cohesion, there was respect for internal democracy, and there was also very little influence on individuals of the party activities. That gave us a very good opportunity to achieve maximally. Unfortunately, there was a gang up of 4 or 5 political parties whose agenda was to remove PDP from power. They did not have their own agenda for the people. And for that reason, power was wrestled out of PDP without agenda for the people. And because there is no plan for Nigerians in a gang-up party that is ruling. And that's what led to the abysmal performance of the APC at the national level and Benue State in particular. So being part of this reorganization of the party, and then the attitude of the people, and the fact that people who are committed to the principles of democracy still remain in PDP today. And I believe strongly that it will require somebody who has been in PDP from the beginning to date to be able to bring to bear the problems that we have suffered, the solutions that we can proffer, and then the achievements that we can keep by getting our people together. And I believe I have that capacity, and the reason why I am out to salvage PDP. Secondly, I also know that within our own state, we also have problems. The fact that PDP as a party has come to stay, a lot of people who are not willing to move to other political parties are outside. They are neither in government nor in other political parties. And I believe this number can be encouraged, can be harvested, and bring back to PDP, to refocus PDP as a very strong party that has made mark in the past. So I want to be part of that change agent in bringing our people who are not interested in defecting to other parties and who are currently not participating in governance. So that is a very strong driving force for me to come in. Then thirdly, and I believe strongly that PDP has a human face. They are well designed to focus on the problems of our people. And unless you have somebody who is also human sensitive, who can pilot the affairs of the state, we will not be able to achieve victory in 2027 election. I have been in it. I have suffered election loss, for PDP losing, and what it means to be a member of a ruling party for 16 years and losing. So I believe that this is a great opportunity for us to come back to power, particularly given the abysmal performance of the APC at the national and the state level. So those are some of the factors that has influenced my coming. One, to address the inequality of power distribution in Zone C. Two, to bring to bear the new innovation and concept on how human beings should come together for a greater achievement within our own political party. And then thirdly, to show leadership as it should be, so that people will have a sense of belonging and participation.
Okay. You're welcome. You've heard from the horse's mouth. You have a question, you can ask them.
Okay. Thank you, sir. You have spoken elaborately, touching on almost every issue. But there is something curiously that I will want you to comment on, maybe briefly. It seems the PDP has been engulfed in a crisis arising from the world congresses that we conducted a few weeks ago. We can read from the media a lot of suspensions and counter suspensions and all that. It seems all is not well with the People's Democratic Party in the state. What's your comment?
Well, thank you very much.
I want to modify this. Assuming you are elected now, how do you bring all the PDP together in conflict when there is crisis?
Thank you very much. It is a valid observation that PDP is having some internal problems. These problems are a reflection of what happened that led to PDP being pushed out of power. When you have excessive influence of individuals on party policy and administration, it can act like a cancer cell that will eat the host to death. We saw that, we lost the election. So the expectation is that the PDP as a party should look inward, a very deep retrospection to say, where did we go wrong? Where are we going now? What are we doing to improve on what led us to losing the election? I think those reflections were not deep enough. And so you can see that those attitudes have actually come up during the recent congresses that were held in Benue State. My ambition, and I saw that, I did my personal analysis and discover where we went wrong, how it could be corrected, and the reason why I am coming on board to become the chairman of the party. I am coming with the mission of healing the party, encouraging participation, and asking pertinent questions. And if there are modes within the party that is strangulating the normal process of administration of the party, ordinary party disciplinary measures could be taken that will reposition PDP for greater achievement. So my ambition is not just personal, it is to correct the ills within the party and to reposition it for winning elections.
Um, sir, you are talking about equity. You are talking about fair play, um, justice. Can you say you have the support of the people of Zone C, particularly those you have said from the constituencies you have said have enjoyed this position before, and you're calling on them now to at least give the last federal constituency that has not enjoyed the position since the return of democracy in 1999. Do you have their support? What's your your words to them, to uh, call on them to give you their own support? Do you have their support? Let me put it that way.
Thank you very much. From my introduction, I told you that Zone C has 4 federal constituencies, and we share position along those lines. So, if for whatever reason in the past, Federal Constituency 1, Federal Constituency 2, Federal Constituency 3 has had party position 2 times each, and the last federal constituency, which is Obiod, that has not had it, it is only fair and humane that we should drum out loudly, even for the deaf to hear and for the blind to see, that Obi federal constituency is a place that the party chairman should be zoned to. It requires appeal, and that we are doing. We appeal to our people that we are living in the same geographic area and that people want to have a sense of belonging, and then we are practicing democracy, and for that reason, participatory democracy is what will make us move forward. So that appeal is sinking deep into the ears of many of my people in Zone C, and I think there are a lot of sympathizers that will see this point with me.
All right, this is to galvanizing what is agitating their mind for your interest.
Well, I think you can never stop human interest. At times, human beings suppress their interest for the purpose of achieving a particular agenda. This particular issue of the chairman of the party, is no doubt that there are diverse interests of party leaders, but the candidates or the contestants are urging leaders at any forum to come together and think deeply of the type of leadership they want to put in place and think less of their individual interest. A collective interest is far more useful and better than an individual interest. Even though we cannot stop personal interest in party issues, but a collective interest for the good of the party should be paramount in the mind of every leader. And I think that is what we are urging them to do. That we were told that there was a consensus from us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, we were told that there is a consensus candidate for the position.
Were you also part of the arrangement? Because as a contestant, you must have been consulted. I think so. Before, your endorsement was sought before arriving at the consensus. Are you aware of that?
Thank you very much for that question. When the sale of party nomination forms was announced, a lot of people bought forms. From Zone C, they were the first to buy. And then the Igede Act delayed buying for a while. The reason was that it was our intention to come together and present a single candidate for the ease of our Zone A, B, and C. a committee was officially set up to do that job. Incidentally, that committee was not inaugurated, and the chairman of that committee was General Ede. And what happened after that was that Honorable Samson Oko, who is a House of just ex-member House of Representatives, actually collected 10 people and 2 from the committee to form a quorum and decide on the candidate they wanted as a consensus candidate. So we reacted sharply and said it was not properly conducted. 1, committee did not work. 2, the chairman of the committee was not in that meeting. I wasn't in that meeting. Another candidate, Engineer Kona, was not in that meeting. And so many other prominent Igede sons and daughters who are stakeholders of PDP were not in that meeting. So we felt that that decision was an orchestrated one by an individual who had his own agenda, and we rendered it useless. When we went to Tukpo for the zonal meeting, it was also announced that there was nothing like an aggregated interest, that anybody who was interested should buy form and test their popularity. And the reason why we are here, 1, I went to air and refuted that decision that a consensus candidate existed. It doesn't exist in Igede land. And the reason why there are 4 people now contesting, and in Doma land there are 3 contesting. If there was consensus, there wouldn't have been so many candidates. So I want to assure you that that was an orchestrated arrangement to portray an individual as a consensus candidate.
In a sense, you have not backed up. You are still in the race.
Very much in the race. Okay. Very much in the race.